welcome to Real Talk. I'm Gleidson Martins. We're back, Marco.
Yeah, I'm Marco Cerritos, and I'm happy to be back. Let's kick things off.
Well, me too. So there's this show playing on Hulu. It's incredible. It's one of the best TV shows I ever watched lately, and you gotta watch it. I believe there are 9 episodes. There's this Mormon. It's a religion, of course, right? So on time that men were allowed to have multiple wives.
Yes, multiple partners. Yes.
Partners, I would say. Yes, good. Thank you for correcting me. So this is an incredible TV show. It's on Hulu, and Andrew Garfield just deserves. I'm not going to say an Oscar, but equivalent an Oscar award with that much. Happiness. He was just fantastic.
Yeah, well, the show you're referring to is Hulu's Under the Banner of Heaven. So it's under my, it's on my watch list of many things to catch up on. But I absolutely agree that Andrew Garfield is an amazing talent. I like that he's actually challenging himself lately and picking bigger and stronger projects. I'm a huge fan of Dustin Lance Black, who wrote Milk, is known for many high-profile projects, but to see that pairing between Dustin and Andrew makes me really want to check this out.
Yeah, I didn't say the name of the show.
No, you didn't, but that's why that's okay. That's okay. I'm here to help,
Yeah,
it's all right.
Under the Banner of Heaven
Yes.
on Hulu. If you haven't seen it, go ahead. And if you don't have Hulu, just subscribe. I think for 30 days, it's free.
There you go.
And if you don't like it, cancel.
Yeah. But if it's good enough, it may want to have you stick around and watch more Hulu stuff.
That's a good thing about those stream services.
Yeah.
Like, they're more work for actors and producers, directors, writers, for everybody, right? And more options for people at home to watch.
Yeah, and the really great stories have migrated to the streaming universe, to cable and streaming. That's where you get amazing shows that have, run the gamut the last couple of decades. Everything from The Wire to The Sopranos to Breaking Bad. Obviously there are a lot more examples of amazing storytelling, but to kind of get that ball rolling and essentially say, streaming, cable, we can make great stuff too. It's not just about the movies. I also want to plug a streaming show myself, which is HBO's The Rehearsal. And this show is a little quirky, a little obtuse, but extremely entertaining. Those who follow the career of Nathan Fielder know Comedy Central's Nathan For You, which premiered several years ago, and it was essentially a behind-the-scenes look at anything and everything going wrong. What I mean by that is Nathan would essentially play a version of himself, invite strangers into a wild situation, whether it was a wedding being put together or a job interview, and slowly but surely things would spiral out of control. The Rehearsal is a twist on that same formula, on that same hidden camera, disaster takes place everywhere around you formula. And it's streaming now on HBO and HBO Max. Fans of Nathan For You, please check this out. Anyone who is not familiar with Nathan or his work, also please check this out. It's a true gem of a show, a very highly entertaining and squirm-inducing television.
Oh, that's fantastic. HBO has its name.
Absolutely.
Right.
There's a reason they put out really good stuff.
Yeah. So and now let's go now to the theatrical.
Yeah, we've got some great picks for theatrical stuff too. My theatrical pick for this week's show is Resurrection. Resurrection is a film that has stayed with me since I saw it in January at the Sundance Film Festival.
And he was handsome, charismatic, and he noticed me. But I guess I wasn't as tough as we thought.
What happened?
Nothing. I just feel a bit off. Go away.
Are you speaking to me?
Stay away from me and my kid.
Okay, you are mistaking me for someone else.
it might be easy to write off Resurrection as a horror film, but it's a lot more than that. I mean, if we're gonna call it a horror film, let's call it a psychological, psychologically enhanced horror film, because it is a film that plays with the mind. It is a film that plays with your emotions, and again, it has stayed with me all these months after its Sundance premiere. The film stars Rebecca Hall as a woman who is picking her life up after a very traumatic experience with an ex-partner. She and her daughter are living a normal life in a big city, but a figure from her past pops up unexpected right in the middle of her workday, and chaos begins to unfold. What that chaos is and what it leads to, I'm not going to spoil, but the film's finale is not for the squeamish. It is entertaining, may not be the right word to describe Resurrection, but it is incredibly powerful to witness. It is, again, squirm-inducing, powerful, and enhancingly gripping filmmaking. Rebecca Hall, one of my favorite actresses to watch, just keeps knocking it out of the park. Between this and last year's performance in The Night House, I can't wait what she does next, because she's always challenging herself, always finding and enhancing and wonderful projects to work on.
That's a good actor.
Yeah, I love her a lot.
To challenge.
But before we wrap this up, her co-star, Tim Roth, who is a veteran at this point, he's made so many movies, gives such an incredibly creepy performance as the figure from the past. Between this and his performance in Sundown, which came out in January, Tim Roth is reminding us that not only is he a creepy dude, but he's an incredibly great and challenging actor. So here we go. Resurrection starts its run on July 29th and is slowly going to expand from city to city after that.
So it's not the type of Friday the 13th sort of movie,
no,
right? It's more psychological.
Absolutely. Like, I consider something like The Sixth Sense to be a psychologically scary film. This is in the same vein as that, though, obviously Resurrection is a lot more gory and traumatic, I'd say. But, films like The Sixth Sense, like Resurrection, they rely more on scaring you up here than showing you blood and guts. Visceral scares versus mental scares.
Okay. Well, speaking of blood,
yeah. Where we go?
Shift.
Oh, yes.
This stars Jamie Foxx, and he's the executive producer for this show. It's like a comedy drama. He plays a dad of a daughter, and they live in San Fernando Valley, which is LA area.
Yeah.
Right. And he's a pool cleaning, and to get a little extra cash, he started hunting vampires.
Yeah.
I like that already.
Hunting vampires. Money.
Vampire hunting is a business. Cut necks.
Yeah, I completely agree, because what I've seen, what I've read about Day Shift has me incredibly excited to see it. It looks like a lot of fun. I love Jamie Foxx a lot as an actor. It looks like a blood-soaked fun time for me.
Yeah, I love it. So, and he's an amazing producer, executive producer, and an incredible actor. So, shifting gears here, in Marco, Cinequest, one of the biggest film festivals in the Bay Area.
Absolutely.
It starts in a couple of weeks.
Yes, I'm excited
Which
for that.
is fantastic, because I remember just before the pandemic, and then when it started, I was at the California Theater covering the film festival, and then they shut down the whole
right in the middle of Cinequest.
Right in the middle. So let's find out what's happening in 2022 of Cinequest Film Festival. Voted the best film festival in the country by USA Today, Cinequest Film Festival is coming back in full force. The in-person edition is featuring more than 100 US premiere and 55 international films in almost 2 weeks of festival.
We have everything from the 16th to 24th is within a 2-block radius. So everybody, again, get together, have a great time, celebrate celebrate people, humanity, movies, technology.
Attendees can enjoy conversation with filmmakers, explore technology, and have fun outdoors.
Very excited. We have some new things. We have a beer and wine garden. We're in August, we're normally in March, so we're finding ways to get people to connect outdoors more than inside in bars. So we're looking forward to that as a great Cinequest experience is a lot about that.
And this year, more comedy movies.
People want to laugh, and luckily the artists have been making a lot of comedies the past 2 years.
Cinequest has been honoring professionals in the film industry and in tech.
This year's recipients are Gemma Arterton, who received it virtually during the CineJoy in the spring. And now in the in-person Cinequest in August, we are presenting it to Jim Gaffigan, the great comedian and actor, and Jerry Lopez, as A Life of a Maverick, the great surfer. We have a wonderful movie about his life. And Alison Brie.
Last March, the Cinequest held its online version, the Cinequest Joy.
It'll never be the same as in person, but it can be uniquely special. And so that's what we're working to make it.
Now, from August 16th to the 29th, the in-person festival welcomes people from all walks of life in San Jose and Campbell.
And we would love it. If you've never tried it, it's the opposite of intimidating. It's inclusive, welcoming.
It's incredible. I'll be there, and I'm sure you will be there too. Right?
Oh, I'll absolutely be there. It's one of my favorite film festivals, not just in the Bay Area, but period. They have a long tradition of amazingly innovative films and filmmakers coming to the South Bay. I've made a lot of longtime friends from that festival, just watching movies together, going to parties, and just essentially putting myself out there, meeting new people. And I can't wait to see what they have in store for this year's edition.
Oh, it's going to be fantastic.
Yeah. Shifting gears a bit, going from film festivals to films at home, we still love physical media here at Real Talk. And to show that love and to show that support, I have a brand new physical media pick for you. The film and the disc is new, but the film is a bit old. So we've got a little bit of both. The pick is Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. It's a film from 2004 with Jim Carrey, and probably his best performance ever. I know a lot that may be debatable to some, but to someone like me who loves this film, who loves Jim Carrey, he has never challenged himself in the way he has in Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. And director Michel Gondry and co-star Kate Winslet back him up spectacularly. The film is essentially about a guy who has just gone through a very traumatic breakup. And in doing so decides to not just forget about his ex, but to forget about her in a very unique way. That unique way is to essentially check himself into a clinic and practically lobotomize himself at this point, where in the world of this film, you can subscribe to a place that can erase memories. Any memory you want, you've lost a loved one, you've lost a partner, you can have that wiped from your brain as if it never happened. This happens to Joel, Jim Carrey's character, and his memories of ex-Kate Winslet are erased in a way and challenged in a way that make for not just one of Jim Carrey's best performances, but one of my favorite movies of all time. So the film itself is newly released on a brand new 4K transfer from Kino Lorber. They've been making amazing work lately, and the film looks spectacular on 4K. So Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, if you've seen it, give the 4K a chance, watch it again. If you haven't, please seek the film out. It is incredibly entertaining.
Oh, that's fantastic. I like him though.
Oh, he's great.
He's a really good comedian, I would say.
Yeah, this is a lot more dramatic for him.
Yes.
So if you're a fan of his dramatic work, like The Truman Show or Man on the Moon, please watch this one. If you haven't seen this and you've seen those, what are you waiting for? This is in the same vein, and it is incredibly great filmmaking from Michel Gondry, but also incredible acting from Jim Carrey.
And you can get your Blu-ray, DVD, 4K at the Amoeba Records here in San Francisco or in LA if you're down there. So that's it.
Yeah.
Again, one more.
One more in the books. Thank you so much for joining us for another episode of Real Talk.
Thank you so much. Yeah, absolutely. And if you want to write us a comment, suggestions of your movies, TV shows, please let us know at tips@newsupnow.org. I'll see you next time. We'll see you next time.
Absolutely. We'll see you then. Thanks for joining us.